Alright, that does it! I'm sick of this shit, and I'm not taking it any longer! You all pushed me to this!
Hey everybody out there in YouTube land. Jake of the OneManBand is back again. It's been a long frickin' time, hasn't it? Yes, it has. And I'm back because, well, to be honest,
I can't take it anymore!
I can't take this anymore. I can't take what RWBY is doing anymore. Okay. So, last review I really ever did of RWBY was back during volume 5? Yeah, because that was the shitty one. Yeah, volume 5. Okay? Volume 6, I say nothing. Volume 7, I say nothing. I still watched. Oh, I still watched. And I watched as it just progressively kept getting bad. Had some shining moments. In volume 6, there were some shining moments. Yes, there always is. But a majority of the time, it was bad. It was crap.
And I must say that almost everything I've witnessed has been cringe.
We're in volume 8 now. And I'm gonna be totally honest. I haven't been following that all that well. I haven't been watching after the complete and total idiocy that was volume 7. And I'll probably get to that maybe in a future video, but because of the idiocy that was volume 7, I'm not really watching volume 8 as it comes out. I'm gonna watch it once it's all out. I'm gonna watch it all in one go. But that hasn't stopped me from seeing stuff on social media, YouTube, you know, people talking about things that have happened, or clips like this. Clips like this. This clip pushed me over the edge. This clip brought me back. And it's only half the clip, okay? The other half of the clip, I could care less about. I'll probably, I don't know, I'll maybe talk about that later, at a later date. But the first half of this clip is bafflingly stupid. Incredibly and utterly, and shows an ineptitude of writing, of world building, and just a world awareness. How is this possible? How did we get here? Why? How did we get that literally this is what we're showing? Is there quality control at Rooster Teeth anymore? Or are they just pumping out this shit so they can sell more crappy merch? Probably that one. But this, the inner amateur stupid tactician that I am, because I play all them strategy games and all that stuff, hurt me. RWBY, these past few years, have made me angry, have made me sad, have made me disappointed, mostly. But this made me infuriated. Enough of this fucking intro. Let's get to the actual clip, shall we? Alright, so, this clip is, I believe, called RWBY Grim Invasion of Atlas. It was uploaded on YouTube by this beautiful man, or woman, you know. It's a person. And it's because of them that I was able to see this. So, giant whale, Grim, has essentially landed itself on the Atlas floating island. And is starting to disgorge Grim. Flying Grim, terrestrial Grim, just Grim. To attack the city. And what do we see? This, okay? We have some dropships in the background. Looks like some airships are gonna start to come in. But you have these mechs, this infantry, all lined up right here. What is the problem here? You might be asking. Or maybe you've already seen it. Okay. What's that in the background? Yeah, it's Atlas. A little bit more into the foreground. What's that? A wall. A fucking wall. Just gonna say it. Why aren't these infantry units on the wall? Why aren't they on the wall? Why aren't they on an elevated, protected position, firing down at literally the enemies that can only charge into melee? They are dumb animal demon creatures. They don't have ranged weaponry. They don't even have proper siege equipment. The best siege equipment that they probably have are the Goliath Grim that we see charging in the foreground. There's a couple of them in the foreground. Yeah, right here. Okay, there's some Goliath Grim, the big elephant guys, but even then, they're small fry. They're smaller than the mechs. They're not going to bring that wall down anytime soon. Really, the only thing that might be able to hurt these infantry units, if they were up on the wall, would be the Flying Grim. And in that case, you know, where are the AA guns? I know that, like, the time in this volume is really small. Oh, it only takes place over 2 days.
But that is retarded!
And this pretty much happens instantly after Volume 7. Okay, Ironwood has been preparing for something like this for years. Why aren't there anti-air emplacements on the wall? Or maybe just behind the wall? Why are the airships so far back? Why aren't they closer so they can start bombarding the Grim that are charging the infantry units? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to near the beginning. And this is more for future Jake to edit with. Okay, back at the beginning where the whale is just disgorging the Grim. Okay, there's this space between the whale and the wall. Why hasn't that entire strip? I mean, I don't know if because I haven't been watching the episodes as they come out, and this is kind of the only reference that I have is this clip. Let's just assume, okay, the whale just landed there. However, the Atlesian military was able to mobilize these mech units and these infantry units to get out there, get in battle lines, and essentially prepare for what might come. So, let's give them, okay, let's say Atlesian military efficiency. They were able to do this in, say, 2 hours. The whale landed there. The Elysian military was instantly rallied, got on dropships, and dropped out there to be essentially the first line of defense. So 2 hours. Why weren't those 2 hours made and used to, I don't know, range and measure this entire strip of land for the airships and artillery? And that's another thing. Where's the artillery? Isn't this supposed to be a military? All I'm seeing is an Air Force, infantry, and essentially mechanicalized infantry. The mech units. So, in the world of RWBY, does artillery not exist? Cannons? Do tanks not exist? Didn't these people fight a war 80 years ago, and you're telling me that artillery was never created? Artillery is literally the biggest infantry killer ever in history. A majority of the Grim in this charging force can be classified as infantry. And the artillery can also have airburst rounds, pretty much a giant flak cannon for all these flying dudes. It's the fact that Rooster Teeth Animation saw this video. They saw that somebody animated this, somebody put this up and presented it to be put into the video. And nobody thought, well, why aren't they on the wall? You know, the literal thing that is meant for siege warfare. And don't be saying anything like, oh, those walls are just for show. For that, I say, okay, Atlas existed on the ground before. And they had to defend from Grimm somehow. Vale had walls, and they were pretty effective until things really started to go to crap. But you know what? Vale didn't have an entire freaking military to protect the walls. I don't want to hear anything about, like, well, that could have been hard to animate. How is them shooting from a wall any harder to animate than what's happening in this clip? How is it any different? And to anyone who wants to, propose that idea, I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video, linking to a video where it's literally men with firearms defending a wall against a charging, mostly melee enemy. And it is a beautiful video. It's part of a playlist. Somebody essentially animated almost the entirety of the Warhammer 40k Hell's Reach audiobook and made it into, like, an animated movie. And it was all done by, like, one guy. And it's amazing. It's an amazing video. And it's an amazing video series. So, why... I'm kind of shifting away from the fact that in the world this doesn't make sense, and more in the realm of, okay, why did the animators choose to do this? Was it just easiest? Did somebody not get the memo of put them on the walls, started to make it, and they were like, oh no, well, we don't have time to fix it. We'll just put it out. It'll be fine. Because I guarantee it's probably one of those two. Probably the inept one. The writing in these newer seasons are just completely terrible. They are written by dullards, literal people with room temperature IQs. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that. Okay? The original writing guys, Miles and Carey, okay, I don't know if they drank the Kool-Aid. I don't know if they never had any talent and just got lucky for the first 3 volumes. Because the first 3 volumes, yeah, they had their flaws and all that. But they were at least entertaining to watch. This is just garbage. This is literal, on the street, waiting to be picked up garbage. Festering in the can for a fortnight garbage. This is the clip that broke me. I've watched mini clips. I've watched a lot of stuff about RWBY. Read a lot of stuff too. But this is the one that broke me. Because you would think that they would be smarter than this. Because there is literally an example in recent memory of people doing something like this and literally being called out for it. Look to the Siege of Winterfell in the last season of Game of Thrones. Literally, the entire world blew up because the forces of life, the good guys, they weren't using the goddamn walls that were on a fortress. Instead, they were outside of the walls because, oh, it would look cooler if the Dothraki did an essential suicide charge against an undead army. Oh, well, we put the catapults outside because, whatever. It's stupidity. I know it probably made sense for filming. Maybe you couldn't afford to recreate an entire fortress. But you know what? This is animation. You can literally do whatever you want in it. Why aren't they on the walls? Why aren't the airships closer? Why aren't they bombarding the strip of land that the Grimm are charging across? Why are these brave soldiers of the Atlesian military essentially left out here to die? That is what these men are out there for. They're out there to die, not to make a valiant last stand. This is the first engagement of the so-called war that's happening in Atlas. That, as far as I know, we have seen nothing else of. Yeah, they might be able to hold back the tide for a little bit. But they are a very small group of guns that are against a enemy that can easily flank their positions. And I see that they have some trenches here, so it's like, oh, they put in the effort, but a trench is not superior to a wall. A trench is superior if maybe the enemy has artillery, because you're getting underground. But guess what? The Grimm don't have artillery. They don't have that. And you know what? Okay, if you want to use these trenches, fine. Why are there hundreds of soldiers in front of the trenches, not using them? What are the trenches there for? At least I don't see any soldiers in them. Maybe these little white dots are supposed to be soldiers? But no, nobody's using the trenches. Nobody's using the walls. These mech units, I don't even know why they're out here. I don't even see them shooting. Are they supposed to be, like, melee units? To, like, fight the bigger Grimm? Okay, well, why don't we see that? It looks like, there's this airship right here that's landed. Why isn't that dropship in the air with, like, a door gunner or, like, some missile tubes or miniguns or what have you, like, strafing this charging army? These Grimm are literally cannon fodder. They are meant to be slaughtered. So why is the Atlesian military being so stupid that they're putting their guys out there essentially to die? And I know I can make a good guess why the writers are doing this. Because they want to make Ironwood out as an inept, as a complete and total buckethead, as an idiot, as a villain. That's what they're doing. Because, oh no, we actually did something right for a change and wrote Ironwood as a good character in the last volume, but he's supposed to be the bad guy. Well, we need to make him extra bad for this volume. Ironwood's character has been completely destroyed. So, we need to show that Ironwood is essentially leading these men out to die. Wasn't Ironwood's whole thing that he wanted to save lives? Why wouldn't he do the smart thing that a general would do and find the best fighting position for his men and then have them defend that position? These men out here beyond the wall have no support. No air support, no artillery support, no armor support. Their tanks don't exist in the world of Remnant, I guess. Why should we have tanks when we have mechs? Maybe because tanks effing work? Tanks have giant off cannons, heavy machine guns, heavy armor that won't instantly be destroyed if it's charged by one Grimm.
Pow! You are dead. I'm dead!
When I was doing RWBY reviews constantly, on a regular basis, I made the joke that ranting was my semblance. Ranting was my special power. You know what? It is. It is because I can. And I do. And this, what I'm seeing here is literally one of the worst displays. Shameful display. Dishonor on your whole family. Whoever animated this, maybe they were just doing what they were told. Maybe they were just following the script. Maybe you should speak up. Maybe you should speak up about, hey, this doesn't seem very smart. You know, if humanity was this stupid in the world of Remnant, they'd all be dead. They'd just all be dead. We wouldn't have gotten here. The series, RWBY, wouldn't exist. They would have all died a long time ago. Because the whole point of defending against the Grimm is that the Grimm are an enemy that will never stop, never tire, and just keep coming. So humanity had to figure out ways to easily defend positions. You know what? You know what does that? Walls. Walls. It keeps the bad things out. That's why walls exist! I hope that a lot of people who are watching this video have already seen this, have already seen the flaws in this clip, and have voiced their opinions on how bad it is. Because, to be honest, you know, there are some people out there who are reviewing RWBY, have been doing a good job, but you know what? Maybe it's time for the former king to come back. Maybe it's time that a little bit more of reality is brought back. The writing is bad. The world building, abysmal. They don't even follow their own rules anymore. It saddens me to see this. To see just how far this once promising show has fallen. It's literally just existing to exist. It is simply existing to make money. And because of that, they don't feel like they need quality control. They don't need to think about what's the smart thing. They don't need to look back on their own lore and think about if this makes sense. It doesn't. It literally doesn't. This clip, I think, shows the failures of a writing staff that cannot and will not review their own stuff. This is a first draft. This is no rewrite. No, it's a first draft. Because they can't waste time for quality anymore. They have to pump out these volumes every single year so that they can make more merch. Sell you shit. It's disgusting. If anybody from the RWBY animation writing staff, you know, the animation is fine. It's good. But this is on the animation staff too. If you're animating stuff that doesn't feel right, doesn't look right, you have the power and the right to go to your superiors and say, hey, this don't look right. You have the right to voice your opinion. And as for the writing staff, I hope you are very disappointed in yourself for the ineptitude that is this. Not to mention all the other inept stuff that's been going on this volume. No, I'm just calling out this little, mostly inconsequential clip. Well, I think I've said all I wanted to say. Maybe future Jake will add in some more clips if I think of something. But right now, this clip. This is the clip that broke me. It's the clip that brought me back. And I might be just staying because someone has to call them out on this shit. And for all you who have been doing that ever since I've been gone, I salute you. Good job. So, might be back. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a long time since I've done anything, especially relating to this subject. However, I feel like I had to make this. For my sake, and for the sake of a lot of other people. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed, you know, comment, like. You don't gotta subscribe. It's okay. Only subscribe if you truly think that I'm gonna keep making stuff that you're gonna enjoy. But, hey, I might just. So, instead of subscribing, why not just check back every once in a while? See if things are panning out the way that you want. And, of course, all you out there in YouTube land, be a good person. Tip your waitresses. be of quality and have quality. Keep moving forward. There's a new one. So, I'll see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. I'll see you then.